has written a piece in the Daily Mail today saying that she believes weight loss drugs like Ozempic have sparked a return of body shaming. She says now there's a new pressure on those of us classed as obese. With these drugs, we have no excuse to have anything other than healthy BMIs. The idea of thin as an answer to all of life's problems has been renewed. So she's basically saying, Judy, that, you know, this Ozempic and other drugs like it, I can't remember all the names, it's not just one, are now making people start shaming other people. So they're taking Ozempic because they're struggling to lose weight, and then people say, oh, you're cheating, that's the easy way out. So we're suddenly back to judging people's bodies.
I mean, whether people's taken Ozempic or not, I still will get people fat shame me or say something about my weight. I don't know if that's for everybody, but I think really it's why are we so in everybody's business? It's up to them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I know it's not the same, but it's the same, you know, in regards to things like sexuality and gender. Why it's not your life, it's someone else's life. If they want to take that risk, if there is a risk, or if they have an issue, then I think it's about them. We really need to look at why we're so obsessed with what other people's doing, and sometimes I think it's a reflection and a projection of your own issues. I'm someone who is deemed as plus size, yeah, and I don't know, next year I might be half the size or I might be twice the size. But I always talk about owning what you have and working with what you have. The reality is that when you have got more weight on you, you are open to other health issues. I, as a plus-size person, will say that and openly say that, but it doesn't mean if you're smaller, you're not going to have these issues. I think...
Do people comment?
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you're in the public
people
eye,
always
not
comment.
just on this show,
they
but...
will talk about why is the channels advertising obesity. Let's just add on their sexiness, OK? But I just think to myself, look, everybody's going to... Thank you very much. I will take that applaud. Every part of my life, other people always like to bring in weight. You know, whether that's a job I go for, not necessarily, you know, TV, but just in life, a job I go for, whether it's dating, whether it's about health, whether the way I look, it's always around weight. And I've got to a place where I've started to think to myself, that's about other people. I know that I am, you know, plus size, even though the average size is around, what, between 16 and 16. Yeah. But I know, like, OK, if I'm going to have a burger, I'm more time going to take the salad and not the bread, you know? So it is about health. And I think that we just really need to be careful, because what I find is, as a plus-size person, if you stay plus-size, it's an issue. If you lose weight, you lost too much weight. It's like you can't
That's
win.
weird, isn't it, Brenda? Again, it's... And often, I hate to say it, but it's often other women judging.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Women. Yeah, and I don't think, you know, we're saying that it's sparked body shaming, but I don't actually think it's ever gone away. It's just it's just in a different form and a different mask under a different thing. I remember when I was called obese when I went to see my doctor. She said I was obese. I went, OK, fine, I don't know how I'm going to solve that. But as Judy says, you go up, you go down. I've done the different weight things, but there was a commercial that was out a while ago, back in the 80s, and it would say, can you pinch more than an inch? And I'm scarred. I keep walking around pinching, and I'm pinching about 5 inches.
What if you could pinch your hand? I got a brick in this.
But that's what I mean. I think there has always been... When I say body shaming, we've just given it a new word now, but I look back at my mum, who used to have that bread. Do you remember Nimble? It was like about that size.
Tasted like cotton wool.
Like cotton wool. And do you remember the advert? The lady was so light with Nimble, she used to float away. She was so tiny and light. So I think it's always been there, really. But I do not... I think the pressure now, particularly on young people with social media and all the images and everyone's filtering everything. You know,
and also what society, what's been pushed in society to be deemed as beautiful. And this is the issue. Are you doing this stuff out of vanity or health? We don't know what someone's going on or how many years they've battled with weight. So that's what it's about.
But even if it is vanity, even if it is vanity, like you said, your business. If somebody says, I don't like myself this size, whatever size you are, I hate even the word plus size, actually. I go, what does that mean?
I know.
And also, what is the perfect body? You know, thinking of all these kind of naked dating shows and naked attraction things. I was with Rylan last week and I was looking at his new show, which was amazing. But after a while, you don't really see the bodies, you get into the drama of it all. And it just shows, I think, young people, which is a great example, there's no such perfect body. You know, everybody's different, different sizes, different shapes, different heights. you know, what's the perfect body?
I've had it for years. Like, when I did Birds of a Feather, I was a size 10, and then by the second series, I'd put on a bit of weight, and then I just remember... It's the magazines as well now. They're just waiting. They don't want nice pictures of us anymore.
But they
want
used to do it to you before.
All the time, because the first series, Birds of a Feather, I was a size 10. By the time I got to the second series, I was probably about a size 12, 14, and they said if that's what success does to you, then I'd give up the... You know, like,
wow.
And once I was sitting in a restaurant with Pauline Quirk, and we were sitting there having... We had a big fried breakfast, the pair of us, and one of the women came over and said, oh, you don't want to eat that, love, you're going to end up like her. Do you want me to tell you what I said to her?
No, don't.
No.
Please don't. Please don't do that.
Well, you can imagine, can't you?
No.
But I think sometimes you're right. It's sometimes that person is not very happy with themselves, that they have to project that nastiness on you. I mean, Sarah Vine, actually.
But I think our body stories helped us as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
All standing in our swimming costumes with no makeup on and everything, just showing what real women do look like.
And I think Sarah Vine wrote a fantastic piece in the Mail last week. And she's on Ozempic, and she said, I have never felt better in my whole life. I've struggled with weight my whole life. I don't care what people think. You know, the people are saying, like, oh, you're taking the easy way out. I don't care. I feel better. I feel more confident. I feel healthier. You know, so it's like,
what happened
just
to
do you.
the be kind?
Be kind.
You don't know what someone's battling with.
Hashtag be kind.
Yeah.